morning. I'm Connie Edmonston. I'm the Director of Fayetteville Parks and Recreation. As every important sporting event begins, we will start the Kessler Mountain Regional Park opening with the national anthem sang by Starling Ledbetter from the Fayetteville School of Rock. Starling?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, what talent we do have in Fayetteville. It's great to be here. It's great to live in this great city. And I guess the next thing I should say is, and the gold medal goes to Kessler Mountain Regional Park. Thank you for joining us here today. This is the largest project our Parks and Recreation has ever had in our 49-year history. I would like to thank Mayor Lionel Jordan, our Chief of Staff, Don Marr, our City Council, our city staff, and citizens for your support of this project since it was envisioned by our citizens in 2001. This is an extraordinary project that has been a goal of the city for the past 15 years. Mayor Lionel Jordan, will you now address this journey?
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I guess it's morning time. Who cares? Every day in this city's all the same. It's great, isn't it? Yes, we're not going to let any rain hold us back from this celebration. No sirree. I just have one question to ask you before we start today. Don't you simply just love this city? Yeah. I will tell you this, I just want to take a moment for you to look around at the beautiful mountain, this incredible parkland, our growing city that's down below it, nestled in these great Ozark Mountains. I want you to take a deep breath and survey this great facility, the scenic backdrop of Kessler Mountain, newly preserved forever for generations of citizens to come. To me, the opening, I'm going to take just a few minutes this morning, so bear with me. To me, the opening of this park signifies why building infrastructure and preserving green space has been a top priority of this administration and a priority of this great city. In a period of enormous growth and prosperity, together, we have brought this community's dream to life today. I want to thank all those citizens and dreamers who envisioned this park over 15 years ago. I want to thank our citizens who came together to express their vision for our citywide network of trails, parks, and the preservation of open spaces. And with this regional park that is now open as our very own multi-sport complex for our youth, it is a beautiful day and a beautiful thing that we're witnessing. From our citizens to our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board through 2 previous mayors, Mayor Fred Hanna, and Mayor Dan Cootie and their administrations, and multiple city councils over the years, this vision for our parks and open spaces took on another dimension with the gift of the deed of this land from Chambers Bank in 2010 and the approval of the construction funding in a special bond election in 2013 for construction of this park. Negotiating that deed for this very land was one of the highlights of my administration. Then we couple that gift with the generous donation of the Walton Family Foundation to assist in the purchase of the acreage of the pristine Ozark Forest at Kessler Mountain. I want to thank Ryan Hale and the Walton Family Foundation for their assistance with the acquisition of over 350 acres of land you see behind me. I also want to thank Frank Sharp and the Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association for their vision and partnership that allowed us to link these properties together to become one Kessler Mountain Regional Park. I want to thank the Advertising and Promotion Commission for floating the HMR tax and bond effort in 2013, and I want to welcome their new director, Molly Ron. Where you at, Molly? Welcome. I want to also thank someone who worked very hard on the campaign. I want to thank Mr. Steve Clarke and the Chamber of Commerce for their hard work on this and helping us pass that tax. I want to thank our partners, Croston Construction and Consultants, Lowson Associates, for excellent work that they have done to complete this beautiful park. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to thank the Rotary Club of Fayetteville for its generous fundraising effort and donation toward what will be a wonderful playground for our kids. I want to thank someone that you don't, unless he's working a contractor giving legal advice, that sometimes he works behind the scenes. But I want to tell you, I have a great city attorney in Kit Williams, and he's sitting right there. Thank you, Kit. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank our staff. Parks Director Connie Edmonston for her vision. And I want to give a special thanks to Park Planning Superintendent Allison Jumper that saw this project through. And all the staff in various departments who pitched in to make this dream come true, please give them a round of applause. Now this park is being built in several phases. As you see here before you, phase 1 includes soccer fields, baseball diamonds, a great lawn, and a general park infrastructure like streets, parking lots, restrooms, concessions, and field lighting. Other phases call for more baseball fields, basketball courts, softball fields, and volleyball courts, a tennis complex, and an amphitheater stage with open lawn seating, a large pavilion, trails, and the Rotary Playground. Yes. The economic impact of this park is truly immeasurable because it's so hard to judge the quality of life it will bring, but we know this. In addition to providing residents with new parks, amenities, and consolidating youth sports leagues into one location, we will welcome thousands of visitors to our town over the coming years for the sports competitions at a state and regional level. It is estimated that each visitor will spend an average of $246 a day during an overnight stay for tourism in this great city. And right now I want everybody to understand, and the mayor always keeps his word. I'm in the process of working on the funding for the next phases of this park to see its final build out as you see rendered before you here today. That is our next vision for this great park. And now there's several folks who would like to add their comments, and I will yield the microphone back to Connie Edmonston, who will introduce those speakers. Thank you all, and I'll have a few closing remarks. Thank you all. Thank you all.
You know, this park was certainly built by our community. There were so many people involved, in which the mayor pointed out all those people. So many thank you for that. We've had outstanding support and assistance from our community and our city departments. We have taken a team approach in the building of this park. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Parks and Recreation staff for their hard work, their knowledge, their expertise, talents, and the leadership of Byron Humphrey with his maintenance team, John Crow and his recreation team, Allison Jumper, and her park planning urban forestry team. I'm not only bragging on our Parks and Recreation team, I'm just stating a fact. They are... They are the best team of Parks and Recreation professionals in the state and in the nation. Please give them a round of applause and their commitment to providing outstanding parks and recreation. This great team worked with a highly commendable project manager that maintained a great attitude throughout the challenges of this project. She has been on site at sunrise, at sunset, holidays, everything that it took to build this park on time and to have this grand opening and children playing soccer this fall. Her hard work and commitment to this project is to be praised with the highest regard. She managed this project, as Vince Lombardi would say, perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Allison Jumper, Park Planning Superintendent and Project Manager, achieved excellence in this project. Thank you, Allison, and we would like you to say a few words.
Thank you, Connie. I'd just like to take a few minutes to thank the team that contributed to the success of this project. First, I'd like to thank our design team, Chris Camp with Lowson Associates and Zach Moore with Garber Engineering. Their creativity and attention to detail shaped this park into what I think is one of the most unique park settings in this area. I'd also like to thank Colby Oakley, Dion Hall, and the entire Crossland Construction team. We not only had challenging topography here, but we were also lucky enough to endure one, if not two, 100-year rain events in the last 18 months. So their attention to detail and excellent construction sequencing allowed us to move forward through those rainy days and get to our opening day on time. I'd like to thank all of the city staff and city departments that contributed to the success of this project. Many people influenced this project. It was certainly a team approach, as Connie mentioned. I'd like to thank Development Services Director Jeremy Pate, Andrew Garner with Planning Department, the Utilities Director, Tim Nyender, and his staff with Water and Sewer, Mark Whitaker and Matthew Cabe with Building Safety, our Trails Coordinator, Matt Mihalovich, and especially City Engineer Chris Brown and his staff. Their guidance and expertise certainly contributed to the success of this project. And lastly, I'd like to thank our own park staff. Each and every one of them have had an influence on this park. Different roles from completion to concept to completion during plan review, program planning, and lastly, as you can see, we have soccer nets, soccer goals, soccer lines. So everyone has played a part in this park construction, and they are all to be commended as well. You may have noticed that there is some ongoing construction on your way in. We are still adding a parking lot. And as the mayor mentioned, the Fayetteville Rotary Club has made a great donation to the playground, so that will soon be under construction at the beginning of next year. So with that, have been very glad to be a part of the team that has built this phase. I look forward to the future phases to come. We certainly hope that you all enjoy the park and enjoy it for many years. Thank you.
Our great city is the winner today. These facilities will shape the lives of our families and children for generations to come. I know my children played sports on Fayetteville Parks and Recreation facilities, and I personally experienced the growth of character, work ethic, commitment, teamwork, in addition to the many friendships that we made and will cherish for life. These are all benefits of our recreational facilities that we have. These fields will be the community builders of our city. Our goal is not to create Olympians. Our goal is to build champions for everyday life on and off these fields. We are guided with a great city council. Many years they have supported this project, and this present city council who's here, I thank you. Past city council, I thank you so much for supporting this dream and helping this to become a reality. Today we have several aldermen here, and I don't know if there's anyone out that I missed out on. Okay, there's Sarah. But I'm going to let them come up and say a few words because we certainly appreciate their support and all that they've done. So, Adela Gray, would you like to start us?
Yes, you can. Well, this is such an exciting time, and I'm not going to go over all those other names. I'm probably going to get emotional. You know, it has been a dream. This is my 9th year on the council, and we started talking about it long before I got on the council. I was lucky to be selected to be on the selection committee for the plan, and so I got excited and more excited, and I thought, ooh, I hope that we get this done when I'm still around. And here it is now. It's almost like Gary and I used to say we hoped we'd eventually see a good road between here and Fort Smith. We thought we would one day see an airport like our wonderful airport. And so Kessler Mountain is right up there at the top of that list. And I have to mention just a couple of things. When Frank Sharp first brought me out here and started talking about the Kessler, the mountain and all, I thought, oh, that's just unbelievable, how exciting to be a part of our sports park. And we got that done. And, you know, I'm very, very interested in economic development. That's, you know, I know we can't do things, we don't have the money. So I know this is a great economic piece, and I am just so happy to be a part of it. Thank you so much for sharing our excitement and being here on this great day.
Hi, I'm Sarah Marsh, Alderman from Ward 1, and I am so proud to have been part of the team that brought this amazing outdoor recreation and preservation area to our city and to Ward 1. As chair of the Active Transportation Advisory Council, I am happy to report that our trails crews are diligently working to connect this park with the rest of our city via Rupel Road for our neighbors to the west and Cato Springs Trail from our neighbors to the south, which will eventually connect to our entire region. But, you know, recently I was down at our neighborhood coffee shop on MLK during the Joe Martin stage race, and the parking lot was packed with cars from all over the country, filled with bicycles. I saw plates from as far away as New Mexico to New Jersey. And these are people coming here because of our world-class recreational facilities. They're coming to play in our parks, to eat in our restaurants, and to stay in our hotels. This park is an amazing economic development asset for our city. And as a whole, environmental protection and outdoor recreations are key pieces of our economic development plan to put Fayetteville first and keep our city moving forward. Thank you.
First and foremost, my name is Justin Tennant, and I'm an alderman from Ward 3, which encompasses most of East and Northeast Fayetteville. Can I get a quick round of applause for the School of Rock? I thought they did a great job. I would have loved to have had that much talent at that age, or my age, or any age, frankly. So thank you all very, very much. It is really, truly an honor to be here today, both as a city council member, but even more as a citizen of Fayetteville. I think this is such a special, historic day, and I've been thinking about how special this really is for the city of Fayetteville. It's quite amazing. It was about 2010 or so when I went and met with Mayor Jordan, sat in his office, and I said, Mayor, we got to do something about Walker Park and the baseball group and the soccer groups. I said, my son's starting to play baseball on Walker Park. It's the same dirt I played on 25 years ago. It's the same dugout. It's the same everything. And the mayor looked at me and he said, we're going to get Walker Park fixed. And then he looked at me with that serious look you guys saw a few minutes ago, where he gets all into it and excited. And he goes, and we're going to build a regional park with soccer fields and baseball fields. It'll change Fayetteville forever. You remember that? And it looks like that we've done that. So it's a very, very, very special day. It really is. 100 years from now, this day will be important. And so really my main point is, how many of you are part of special, special historic days in your life? I hope a whole bunch, because that's a good thing. But in reality, we're only a part of a few very historic, special days. And this is one of those. So I appreciate everybody being here. This is more than a park opening. This is really a moment of history for the city of Fayetteville. And like the mayor said then, this is not just a park dedication. This changes the city of Fayetteville forever. So thank you all for being a part of it. Thanks.
Wow, there's not very many people here, are there? So who plans on using the regional park? Yeah, all of you? I hope so. My name's Alan Long. I'm from Ward 4, and I'm very excited that this is going to be a wonderful park on this side of town. I've already got one great memory from this park, and now I can say that today's a second great memory. But my first memory was sitting on this property right here with Frank Sharp, and I had just come on the council. It was in 2013. And he said, Alan, would you come out and just take a look? And this was before I thought, oh, we can't afford this. And I said, of course I'll come out. I'm excited to. And he made me some hot chocolate, and we sat here and talked, and we walked around the property. And I knew that this would be a great location for Fayetteville to have a park. And thanks to our amazing park staff, our amazing administration, and the other city council members, it's come true. So congratulations to Fayetteville today. Thank you.
Well, a lot has been said, and I don't want to say it again, but I'm Mark Kenyon. I'm from Ward 2, and I am really excited to be part of this historic day. From my point of view, I was raised in this area, and I remember hauling hay on the Maupin Cummings farm over here, and it was a pile of rocks with a lot of thistle. I'm not going to say it wasn't a beautiful farm, but I tell you what, we've had a lot of improvements since those days. And then back here when I was a kid, that's where I hope you all realize that was a landfill, it was a dump, and it's been reclaimed, and it's this type of reclamation that makes our city so inspirational to me. Because when I was a kid, all you did was just load up your truck and go put anything you want into the landfill. Now we have so much more respect for the land, and for the land that we're leaving a legacy for the future generations. I'm so proud to be part of City Council on this historic day also, because we have guaranteed a legacy to protect this property for future generations. So coming from a background of thistle and rocks, a landfill that was just a dump that was smoldering, to this beautiful recreational facility, I'm kind of like Adela. It's an emotional moment for me to see that this comes to reality while I'm actually on City Council. And again, thanks to all the people that we've already passed a lot of accolades to for making this possible. And thanks to the community for getting behind this to make this possible.
It was truly a dream to have this beautiful 200 acres donated to us by the Chambers Bank. And, you know, without this premier piece of property, we looked and looked in our city to find the best piece of property to serve our citizens. And it was here. And so thankful that this has all worked out. Chambers Bank, we have Hunter Haynes, he's consultant of Chambers Bank, is here to speak for us.
Hey, thanks everybody. I kind of got thrown into this because the Chambers family had a family reunion last night. Before I spoke, I asked Mr. Chambers, Johnny, and J.R. Meeks, his nephew, what it meant for them and what the experience was like in donating the 200 acres first for the park. And they kind of laughed and looked at me and said it was one of the most difficult things and crazy things I've ever done, but it was also one of the easiest because it is for kids, it is for the future, and that's something they believe in very strongly. And a big part of that was faith in what they were told and what would be accomplished. And as Johnny said, quite honestly, at a lot of points I couldn't believe it, and today I can't believe how much they have created and accomplished. So he also wanted me to share thank you in doing the negotiations for Mount Kessler and dealing with that, dealing with Mayor Jordan, Don Marr, Jeremy Pay, staff, everybody, that was one of the most enjoyable experiences he's had. It was, a lot of it was handshakes, and everyone were men and women of their word, and he appreciated that when they sent that along. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Fayetteville Advertising and Promotion Commission helped to kickstart the development of the regional park by pledging the $3.5 million for the development from their HMR tax. And also, we want to thank our citizens because they're the ones that approved this special bond election in 2013. Here today is Molly Ron. She is the new executive director of the Advertising and Promotion.
Thank you all so much. I am brand new. I've been in this job for about 2 weeks, and so what a great way to start. My job is to promote the city of Fayetteville and promote all of its amenities and attractions. You all make that job very easy, and for all that you all do. If it sounds like the best job in the world, I think I'm finding that it pretty much is. One aspect of that is being able to financially support projects like this when we can. So I am thrilled to get to be a part of the $3.5 million to help make this place come to life. It's an amazing park. We saw an increase in visitors to Fayetteville last year. Those are people that stay in our hotels, eat in our restaurants, shop in our stores. That dog over there is really excited about it. Hey, dog, you're so sweet. So I know y'all are ready to go. I know y'all are ready to go play. But in short, I have no doubt that this park is going to just help increase that momentum, and that next year is going to be even better for Fayetteville. Thanks.
Over the years, we're so privileged to work with many volunteers out in our community, from our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, to our baseball friends, to our tennis friends, to our soccer friends, to our natural heritage friends. We just have so many friends out there, and I see so many of you out there, Friends for Parks, even former employees I see out there, and they feel a part of it because it was all part of our heart and soul to get this for our citizens. With that said, currently our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, our chairman is Richie Rich, and he would like to say a few words.
All right, a lot has been said. I'm not going to go through all of that again, but I do have some very special thank yous that I have to say. First of all, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you to all of our city council members for recognizing the importance of outdoor recreation within the city. In Arkansas, we've got plenty of places we can drive to, but having it right here in our own backyard is very important. And also just for being ready to seize the opportunity when it came around. There's a lot of cities that would love to do what we have done, and they just don't have the resources. They weren't prepared. All of you were prepared when the time came. I'd like to thank the Walton Family Foundation for their support. For their continued commitment to the city of Fayetteville. J.R. Meeks and the rest of the Chambers Bank family for their generosity. The park staff, everybody's going to thank the park staff, but I've really had a unique opportunity to see them, meet with them every month, and really understand the dedication that those folks have to really making this park fantastic, and it really is. I'd like to thank all the citizens who participated in our public input sessions, and a couple of, especially one special citizen, Mr. Frank Sharp, for constantly reminding everyone how fantastic this place is and rallying everyone constantly in support of preserving Mount Kessler. I'd like to thank the rest of the Parks Board for your engagement in the process, and I'd like to say thank you to them as well. I'm truly grateful for having the opportunity to serve as the board chairman during this time. So thank you, everybody.
The regional park, of course, is located in such a prestigious environmental setting surrounded by mountains. This park would be a dream for any city. It is beautiful, and we will be a desirable location to draw tournaments and to boost our city's economy with visitors. With that said, we would like Steve Clarke, our president of our Chamber of Commerce, to come up.
Thank you very much, Connie. Like all of you, I was watching the weather last night and this morning, a little apprehensive about what the day might be. I was out early this morning getting coffee just as sunrise was coming up, and I saw a rainbow, and I said, we're okay. We're okay. Through the morning, till we get this dedication, we are okay. I would be remiss if I didn't say to you, Mr. Mayor, and to all the members of the City Council, all the businesses of this great city, thank you for your vision, for your commitment, for your consistency to be commitment, because there were challenges along the way, for Frank Sharp and his family, for all of their vision and commitment to get us to this day. And I came out here several times like all the other people, so I know that Connie may have gotten a tick or two, and I know Allison may have, climbed around, seen some snakes, done some other things. Every Saturday I get up early and drive around the city, see what's going on in case I've missed something, that we need to be trying to be helpful to it. So I've come out here almost every Saturday for 4 months. Just drive around the gate and just keep coming, Connie. I want to see what's going on. This crew that has worked here has worked marvelously, and they have overcome a lot of challenges. There have been times when there was nothing but water out here, nothing but water. And yet they seem to pull it all together. So for all those people wearing those bright yellow vests and for all those people that worked on that work crew, the businesses want to thank you also. But none of this happens without leadership. Thank them. And none of this happens without leadership like the leadership of Lionel Jordan. So thank you very much for that. When I was here about 18 months ago or whenever it was, we did the groundbreaking. We were under a tent. It was rainy. It was kind of cold. And we were talking about this park. And I said, well, it doesn't have a name yet. And if you're asking me to name it, I'd call it the Cathedral Park. In the faith community, there are names for buildings that people go to worship. Some are called temples, some are called churches, some are called chapels, but some are also called cathedrals. And the reason for that is the cathedral is the place where all the central activity is based. It is the place that is sort of the foundation of whatever that faith is. And I said in some senses that's what this park reminds me of. We have over 70 parks. They're magnificent in any of them that you've been in, and most of you have had that opportunity as I have, and you know how wonderful they are. But this as the largest park, this park in many ways is the cathedral. And if you look around, you can see the signs of a cathedral. It's large, it's majestic, it's spiritual. You can stand right here and just hold your breath and look around and go, my goodness. This is as pretty and as beautiful as I think I've seen. And it's right here in the heart of our town. It's not 15 miles on the edge. It's not somewhere over a dirt road at the back that's really nice when you get there. It's right here in the heart of our town. Like a cathedral, there was music here this morning. And it was good music. And like a cathedral, there are goals here. And like a cathedral, there are riches, so there are diamonds here. And on those diamonds and on those goals and on those fields will come the laughter, the joy, and the love of both athletics and family, but also of Fayetteville. The fact that Fayetteville cares enough to create a foundation and an infrastructure where that love and joy and happiness can occur. because there's a lot of priorities, and these people on the city council don't have an easy job outlining those priorities. And they made this a priority time and time again. So I said that day, whatever name you put on it, it will be a great name, and it is a great name. It's the Kessler Mountain Regional Park. But it is, in a sense, a real cathedral for all of us, a place where we come and worship the spirit of life and the spirit of Fayetteville. I concluded that day with the way I'd like to conclude today. Many of you have heard me say this, but I believe it's absolutely true. I will not and cannot guarantee you that living in Fayetteville is going to add years to your life, but I absolutely can guarantee you living and working in Fayetteville is going to add life to your years. This is one of those life-beginning moments. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, City Council. Thank y'all.
Okay. I know many of you out there are thinking, so what would it cost to get my name on this park? Well, I can tell you, $5 million. Just come right on up. Or see the mayor afterwards. All right. All right, Mayor, would you like to conclude this, and then we'll do our ribbon cutting?
You know, he's been mentioned several times today, but I would like him to stand up and be recognized for preserving some of the most pristine forests this city has ever seen or will ever see again. And as I have said in my comments on Tuesday night, I liken it to preserving Yellowstone or Yosemite or the park in New York. I would like for him to stand and be recognized for his fight to preserve that land. Mr. Frank Sharp, would you stand up, please?
Haven't been thanked, and there I see Bob Stafford here.
Yes.
Right here. I mean, hit Stafford and Associates. Back when we first started, we knew there were 4 elements in this. There was outdoor recreation, and there was watershed protection, outdoor education, and we needed to get all of these together and get each group to write support. And Stafford's volunteered, but we'd done 1 million catalogs for them over the years. So they volunteered at no cost to present this report, to prepare this report, which I really think was, I mean, all of you have seen it, very professional. And I think that, you know, has been a major factor. And Hunter, you know, negotiated all this really complex. Plus, you know, as everybody said, we've had the support of the city and Walton family and everyone else, but it's just been a dream come true to me.
And again, I want to thank Justin and Alan and Mark and Sarah and Adela for your commitment to this park. City Council, thank you again. Thank you again. As I conclude today, you know, I was trying to think what I would compare this park to. And as my wife said, I read all kinds of useless information. You know, I study all kinds of stuff. I read a lot, so I read a lot of stuff. But I was reading the other day, and I thought about this park. And it's, you know, we've always heard the saying, the world is your oyster. And you know, if you've ever studied the development of a pearl, you'll know that there's an irritation, like sand or some sort of debris that gets inside the oyster. And as time goes on, layer upon layer coats the grain of sand until the oyster produces a beautiful thing called the pearl. If you look at this city as your oyster, my friends, today, you see this park like that pearl. We've had our challenges, we've had our setbacks, but we've also had a lot of good fortune. And after all is said and done today, we can see the pearl of this city. That is this park, and it will be enjoyed for all our citizens and for future generations to come, our children and our children's children. Let's cut the ribbon and open the park. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That's why I got a little bit of time. Well, this is a great day for our city. We're standing here today in a historic moment of this city. All the people came together and worked together to bring this dream into fruition. And you know, folks, It was because of the dreams of people yesterday that brings this into reality today, and the dreams that we believe that we have today and believe in today will be the reality of tomorrow. And you know, this city, it's like living in a dream. We just live from dream to dream to dream. It's a beautiful place and beautiful people, and I'm very excited about the opening of this park today.